Is your ego faking you out as your intuition? It happens more often than you think. And I'm here to help give you the telltale signs to differentiate between your ego faking you out, playing intuitive instead of your actual spirit. These are two different energies that have very different signatures. And when we're really aware of the telltale signs of what is your ego trying real hard versus your actual spirit, then we can start to really pay attention to these different energies instead of constantly actually unconsciously being hard on ourselves, because our ego intellect is by its very nature critical. So in this video today, I'm going to share with you these grounded signs, how to tell the difference, and how to switch channels if your ego intellect is faking you out. So before we go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self, your intuition. And I am so excited because you are here. Hi, and I just love your spirit. And I'm also so excited because I am doing my live masterclass, The Fastest Way to Uncomplicate Your Life, for $20, April 24th. I am so excited for you recorded. Check out the description box below. Sign up. You will not regret it because all of the tools that I give you are practical, and especially like these containers are like the most fun. Ask questions, build your spiritual community, and more. So what you waiting for? All right, let's get into it. Ego, intuition. Intuition, voice of your spirit. And it speaks not in words, but vibration. It is an energy. And when we are listening and hearing our intuition, we are listening to vibration. It is a scanning and paying attention to an energy, not to thinking, not to blah, 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 not to information. It's a different channel. Now, your ego is the part of you that self-separates out. It is important. We need our egos. You don't want to kill your ego. Oof, low. That'd be hard to be in physical form. I don't even think that's possible. But if our ego helps us to self-separate out. So if you didn't have an ego, you wouldn't be able to differentiate like your body from universal consciousness. So if you're walking down the street, you would be like, wouldn't notice the speeding bus. But that ego that gives us this protective shell that is important in service to our intuition is one that helps us organize, it helps us discern, it helps so many different things, but the ego loves to be in control. It loves to think that what it knows is all there is to know. And especially if you're new to reconnecting to your intuition, your ego will be really suspicious. It's like, who are we listening to? I've been driving the bus for a really long time, and you want me to just turn over and trust and do what? So the ego often will fake you out. It will like get all dressed up and disguised. So, imagine like one of those old spy movies, got the nose and the outfit of the whole thing and the trench coat. It's like, hello, I am your spirit. It's not. And you can tell it's like faker. I can spot it. But sometimes, and this happens often in my mentoring clients, in the readings, if you're interested in working one-on-one with me, you can check out my site. This is one of my favorite things to do. But again, this happens so often and with working one-on-one with clients, and why I really thought I would say this beautiful client this week who just started mentoring with me, and she is such a good student. I give her her homework, I give her her thing. She is A+ with the notes, with the different. So she was asking me a question, and she was trying to get intuitive guidance on this person that she has like recently started dating. And she was, just sort of being like, I'm trying to just kind of get a vibe and what's going on. And all right, great. Let's go and ask your intuition. All right. And just specifically looking to see if she should ask this gentleman on a date. So she's like, all right, let me ask my intuition. And she keeps coming up against this resistance. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So first, our first tool. And then if you follow my videos, you know this one. You know this one. If you're brand new, I'm going to teach it to you right now. So you can rub our hands together, hold them apart. Feel the dance of energy between your hands. That's your spirit. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Close your eyes. Draw your attention inward to your breath, present moment where your spirit resides. So just connecting to this container, you'll notice the chatter starts to quiet. So we have created the space, some psychic space, some presence to hear intuitive guidance. So we asked the question, what does your spirit say about this, asking this guy on the date? And the first thing, where I'm listening and waiting for an answer, and she first was just like, it says relax. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm feeling the energy, because you can feel it. Once we really start to become attuned as a practice, to be like, ooh, I can feel this vibration. Relax. And then again, I'm like, okay, let's just pay attention to the vibe. And then again, we were like, all right, let's open up this channel. What else does your spirit say? And her spirit was to relax. Everything is great. Everything is fine. Don't worry. So we close the psychic portal. I'm like, all right, that's what your spirit said. She's like, yes. And I'm like, was that your spirit? First question, was that your spirit? She's like, yes, it's my spirit. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, honey. I love it, but that was not your spirit. That was your ego intellect in disguise. How do you know? And what's funny is when I said that, she took a moment, and at first she's like, no, that was my spirit. And I said, was that your spirit? She paused. She laughed. It was like, no, it was not. That was not my spirit. So again, how do we know? First, when your ego intellect is faking you out as your spirit, what it will do is often show up with the right answer. Okay. You are saying, okay, I want intuitive guidance on, should I ask this? Do I ask this gentleman on a date? Yes, no, what's going on? What's my guidance? Your ego intellect will answer in what you would already think. Relax. It's fine. It's dismissive. It will also use words like should, have to, must. You should just relax. If your spirit is saying that is not your spirit, honey. That is not it. That is your ego intellect. Second, Tao. When it's your ego intellect, it talks a lot. The ego intellect is verbose. It's like a rotisserie chicken on a spit. It will keep talking. It'll talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. That is a different faculty. It's a different channel. And all that talking is in our head. We can feel it, the vibration, and feel it in your body. Just when you're in that space of that talking, right? Notice it will feel tight in your body, like you're wearing a pair of pants that are too tight, like, right? Doesn't have access. It's not present. It's not present. Not in this moment. So that same way we're talking. Third, really, really, really big Tao is that it doesn't offer any, how I feel about it is like a release. When you really take the moment, when you actually want guidance, when you actually want support, when you actually want a solution, you're genuinely asking your intuition and allowing yourself space to hear. When we get guidance, and it doesn't come from here, it will bubble up from your body. And often the biggest telltale, it will surprise you, something that you haven't thought of before. Your whole body is like, that feels good. It feels true. It feels true. Because intuition at the base is truth. It tells you the truth. It's not tripping the light fantastic or, oh, Jess, where are my keys? It is the truth. And in that truth, your highest truth, and listening and acknowledging, honoring, and in making decisions centered in that, what it does is not only does it create a life that feels good, it amplifies all of the goodness in your life. It is affirming, grounding, it's connecting. It connects us to one another. It makes us creative and flexible. And there's a certain fire that comes with it, a joy, a relief. It's a big vibration. Ego intellect does not speak like that. And I know, because my barking dog Pete does not. And this is one of the things we're going to be really learning in my workshop is how to really tell the difference between these intuitive signatures, how to really move into ownership, because a lot of this is information. So how can you put this into practice for yourself? Well, first, just name your pet, name your barking dog. or it could be cat or lion or whatever. Name that part of yourself that gets critical, that's protective, that gets fearful, that talks a lot, that wants to have the right answer. Just name it. When we name it, it helps to separate out these different energies. For me, my ego intellect's name is Pete. When I can self-separate Pete out, I have more compassion for Pete. And I know, I'm like, oh, that's Pete's voice. Just like you know your parents' voice or a family member or a best friend's voice. You hear their voice, you're like, I know exactly who that is. Same. We name our pet. That's when we can be aware. Oh, that's Pete. There's Pete. You're in the trench coat, Pete. I see ya. So name your pet. Name your pet. Second thing to really do when naming your pet, name your spirit. Name your spirit. Name that energy, that essence, that life force that is you. And again, you can use that same tool. Be curious. I wonder what my spirit's name is. And a way that an ego often will fake out, where I see a lot, and I've seen this like so much growing up in workshops and classrooms with my mom and my own students, is a big way. People with our little egos will get real tripped up with spirit. They'll be like, oh gosh, I have to figure out my spirit today. Lord, it's going to be a big deal. I have to have the right name. And so you'll say, what's your spirit's name? And you always know what the ego faking about when the name is some Swami lighty doody da 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 complicated spiritual name. Nah, that's the ego. That's the ego. It's like, what? Should I blend? Should I do it? No. Yeah, again, intuition, your spirit is simple. And often when I push back, I'm like, really, is that your spirit? And they're like, I guess no. But a lot of times our ego is afraid of getting it wrong. It's afraid of making a mistake. It's afraid of being out. It's afraid of being criticized. So it's trying to protect you. I understand. We have compassion, recognize that our little barking dog pet is just trying to help. It doesn't want you to be hurt, and it doesn't want you to make a mistake. It doesn't want you in danger. So as we're starting to get to this skill of intuitive listening, of trusting, acting as our new normal, and just in life, of course, our ego intellect, until it's really has a relationship with our spirit, will be suspicious. Fair. It's like, who is that? Fair. So if we can also use some consistency in noticing these, it's not about debating the ego or trying to silence it, but just noticing and even appreciating it. Thank you so much. If you're working hard and your ego is there trying to fake you out, blocking you at every single which way, often we get frustrated. We're like, oh, if you would just cooperate or be different. That creates more tension. So a really simple way that we can start to train that ego is just noticing in that energy where it is in your body, closing your eyes, and imagine your pet like it's right in front of you. And imagine your spirit, and just from your spirit to say, thank you so much for you've been working so hard to protect me, to protect my heart space, and you haven't gotten a lot of appreciation. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I would like to try something different. You don't have to go anywhere, but let's just be curious to see what our intuition has to say. How do you feel about that? And often sometimes I'll be like, oh, I don't want to, but often I'm like, all right, okay, sure. And even if you frame it again with your ego intellect, if you are managing more than is fair. So we're here to get some help. And you can help in making the decision of what we do with our guidance, right? But when it becomes a collaboration, we can work with this in a new way. It helps to bring in a new system of organization that will have your ego not fake you out as your spirit and intuition, because it's not afraid that you're in danger. So with all of this, be patient, be kind, be loving, be curious, right? And with your ego is really there in your head, use a sense of humor. That's one of the number one ways that we can break up ego energy, of just having a laugh. Oh, wow, thank you. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's a lot of information, a lot of different tools, and come join me for my workshop. You will not regret it. It's so much fun. Not only ask questions, we'll have exercises, all of it interactive. You'll get recorded. You'll get it sent to your inbox for forever, your community. So come. I cannot wait. Don't let ego block you at the door. And also, if you are interested yourself in working one-on-one with me. I do intuitive readings and mentoring. So you can go to my site, soniatully.com, and learn more there. I absolutely love working one-on-one, and check out my family podcast. It's all related that I record with my mom and my sister. That's so fun. Any other things? Oh, I love your spirit, your bright light, and I love your ego too. I love it all. So thank you for sharing your gift with me today. And let me know what you think. Just leave me a comment, and I'll see you next week. Bye.